Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Darrell. We are back with some NBA Infinite. In this video, we will be breaking down the shooting and defensive mechanics for the game. This video is in partnership with NBA Infinite and the Courtside Creator program. So I'm pretty excited. Let's get right into it. First thing you should do when you get a new player on your team is get familiar with their skills and their attributes. So for example, I just recently got this legendary Devin Booker. So what I wanted to know immediately is what was Devin Booker's exclusive skill. So you look at the skill, it says pace pusher, which is Booker's shooting technique makes it difficult for defenders to contest his shot. So this allows me to understand how effective my players are when they're being defended and how much defense can really alter their shot. So somebody like Devin Booker will have an advantage in those type of scenarios, depending on their movement speed and dribbling. Another thing you also want to look at is their player's shooting stats. So a base Devin Booker will have 686 for the three-point shot, so you know he can hit a three-point. Typically, you want to see the player's shooting stats be around 550, 600 or higher. You can see Devin Booker's base three-pointer is 686, and his mid-range is 754. So you know he is a midi-magician for sure. But I know this is a legendary. Let's look at a lower-rated player. One of my favorite gens for shooting is Anthony Simons. We'll look at a level 69 Anthony Simons just to get an idea. So his exclusive ability is Butterfly Effect. So when Simons jukes and drives past his player, his field goal percentage increases for 3 seconds. So again, it's very important how do you utilize the player before you shoot the ball. And you also got to keep in mind the amount of space you have between the shooter and the defender. And I'll explain that more when we get into the defending mechanics. Looking at Anthony Simons' base stats, his three-pointer is 621, mid-range is 617. So those are pretty good shooting stats. The second thing you want to do is as soon as you figure out what players you're going to be using inside the rank modes, or even in other game modes, is you want to go to the practice arena. So you'll hit start. At the bottom of the screen, you will see practice. You'll tap on that. You get to choose what player you want to take into the practice mode. So taking this Devin Booker, might as well go into the shooting lab with him. This is also a good way to see the moves the player has without going into the stat screen. So you see he has pace pusher, he has pump fake hesitation, which is a shooting move, quick start, floater, nimble crossover, and BTL dribble. And if you wanted to see details, you just click on it and you can see exactly everything that's available. This is also good to figure out what skills your players will get once you rank them up. So like taking a look at it, once I do rank up, at some point I will be able to unlock Euro step, fadeaway. These are all really good post scoring moves for a guard. So we're gonna hit confirm and you get to choose exactly what you want to do. So if you want to focus on dribbling, go to the dribbling module. We want to focus on shooting, so we're going to the shooting module. And you can work on either floater layups. For those of you that are looking to improve on making layups inside of head-to-head, because sometimes they won't go in, this is a good way to practice. Or you can focus on normal layup. So now once you're in the practice mode, you'll notice on my screen, there's different colors across the board, right? Orange indicates areas where Devin Booker can make the shot, and red indicates the areas that he has a higher chance of making the shot, right? Those are the hot zones. In order to turn the zone, you go into your settings. Under basic, you're gonna scroll all the way down. And right where it says auto defense, right next to auto defense, you'll see something that says heat map switch. Be sure to turn that on. This will help you when you're playing 1v1 and 3v3 games. It will allow you to know where the best spots on the court where you can make a shot. So one thing I do want to mention is that the shoot button is not just a tap button, right? You can also use it as a virtual joystick. So you could hold it back. Depending on your player's skills, you can hold it back and it can do a step back shot. It does function as a virtual joystick, so you do have a little more control over your shots, especially if you have those skills available like step back shot, Euro, fadeaway. So it's something to keep in mind as well, right? You have a lot of control over your shooting in this game, more than you realize. So we'll go over to the hotspot, get it right in the blue buckets, right? That's the idea. And then you're playing 3v3, this is a lot easier to do. If you're wide open, you're gonna more than likely make the shot. But if you have some defense, the key idea is to use your dribble moves to try to get open, right? So you can see Devin Booker has like a little stutter step. So get open, bang, right? That's the idea with it. Another player who has been gaining popularity as well is D'Angelo Russell. So we're gonna quit the practice mode and I'm gonna go right into the player market. I don't have D'Angelo. He does have an exclusive skill that many guards don't have. We'll head into the player market and you can actually just search for the player. I know some people have been asking about that. So here goes D'Angelo Russell. We'll look at his details to get an idea of what type of skills he has. If you click on skills, you can see what the player can eventually get. But if you look at D'Angelo Russell, he does have Euro step. Once you rank him up, He also has a double pump layup. Like, these are really good moves for a guard. He also has a step back shot. So if you take a look how to trigger it, you'll see that it tells you to use your virtual stick left, right, or back when dragging the shooting button. He also has catch and shoot, which is really good. Field goal percentage and shooting speed increases upon shooting immediately after catching a teammate's pass. So if you are a center or somebody who grabbed the rebound and you hit the open shooter, if D'Angelo Russell is that open shooter, he has a higher chance to make that because of the catch and shoot skill. So it gives you some ideas as far as the shooting mechanics inside the game. Now let's go into the defense, because that's actually where it's at, right? Defense can make a huge difference in winning the game, especially if you got a strong rebounder as well. For defense, I'm going to show you one of my favorite defenders in the game, Giannis, right? He's just so incredible, and shot blocking is really all about the timing, right? We're going to go back into the practice mode, and we're going to choose Brook Lopez. This is a player that's easy to obtain, and he is an underrated defender inside this game. So if you look at his moves, he has target lock. So when Lopez blocks a shot, he will hit the ball towards a teammate if they're within a certain angle and distance away. Insane. He also has snatch block. Good timing and big hands are useful for snatching the ball right out of the air during a block. He also has box out counter. A strong body can help a player fight for position even if they are at a disadvantage during a box out. Another ability he has is long range blocker. Possess the ability to block even at a distance away from the ball handler. So he's designed to be a shot blocker for sure. So let's go into the practice mode to get an idea. And we're going to go into defense. And I'm telling you, it's so awesome that you can go into a dedicated practice for everything you're trying to improve on, right? This game is really designed to be skill-based. And that's what I love about it, man. It's definitely a game changer in that sense. So you go right over to block. And now we're going to be in a practice where we can work on our blocking. So a couple things you want to pay in mind, right? You want to be able to cut off the space between you and the shooter. The less space they have, the more contested. So you see heavily contested. And when you have a shot blocker, that's a great opportunity to jump and try to block the ball. Block. Get that out of here. And because he had the target lock, that would have went to one of my teammates. And if the teammate was wide open, let's say they were D'Angelo Russell, that would have been considered a catch and shoot. That would have been able to go right in. So, you know, it's all about timing in this game. Everything is super important. So much control over the player's movement. You can get a lot done for your squad. Those little plays is what really helps win games. So I'm also going to show you some really good shot blocking players and also show you what stats to consider when picking them out. So one of my favorites, and I'll show you what he is at base stat, is Jonathan Isaac. Underrated gem. You can see his block is 642 and his defense is 638. So typically for those two stats, you want your players to have at least 500 or higher. Anything above 600, you know they're one of the top players for that attribute. So Jonathan Isaac is definitely a gem. We were able to get the legendary Joel Embiid. His block is 682 base stat, defense 577. Hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I hope that you consider subscribing for more NBA Infinite content. As always, I appreciate the support. I'll catch everyone in the next one. Stay ballin'.